welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about this last episode of Mama June. So in this episode, we saw Mama June go into Ella's room and she did a video chat with her counselor, and she spilled the tea to her counselor that she's already moved on from Gino and already has a new man in her life. And of course, her counselor was not keen on all this. She said it's dangerous for June to just jump into another relationship, especially so early on in recovery. And so I'm also a little confused because I figured this dude was the same dude she's married to now, named Justin. And Justin, her husband, is 34, but she told her counselor she was talking to a dude named Jordan. He's 24, but Jordan, Justin, they kind of sound alike. And I know her current husband, Justin, that just came out this week, she ended up marrying a couple months back. He has said that he will be in this season. So I wonder if Justin and Jordan are the same people and she's just kind of saying his name's Jordan to protect him so people don't find out who he is, because it's still kind of early on in the relationship and she doesn't want people looking up his criminal history because he does have one. Or this could be a completely different dude that she dated before she got with Justin. So before Gino went to his next court date that we saw in the last episode, she ended up going to a hotel in Alabama and she was acting like she was trying to find herself, spending time alone, but she ended up revealing that she went to Alabama to meet up with this Jordan dude, and apparently Jordan is living in a halfway house, so he got a pass and was able to go see June at her hotel. And she also noted that this dude is early on in his recovery just like June. So her counselor was mainly scared about the financial burden this may put on June, because June has a history of paying her boyfriend's ways, and she admitted that she's already spent some money on Jordan and his daughter. Like, shoot, she just bought the dude she's currently married to a truck not that long ago it came out. And her counselor, her family, everyone knows that June has a history of trying to buy people's love. And then June and Alana, they announced that they're going to go to LA to be on The Masked Singer. And Pumpkin, she was upset because nobody asked her if Alana could go, and she's the one who physically has custody of her. And Pumpkin is concerned because the last time that June took Alana away with her was when they did Dancing with the Stars together, and June was on drugs the whole time. And then Pumpkin and Josh had a conversation. Pumpkin let Josh know, hey, this is what's gonna happen. June wants to take Alana. And did you guys notice, like, she doesn't even call her mom or mama. She's always calling her June. And that just goes to show, like, I feel like in my eyes, like, how strained that relationship is. She doesn't even really look at June as a mother because she's had to step up and be the mother in this role. I mean, she's pretty much had to step up and play the mother role, but you guys know what I mean. And then this is what pisses me off about the show, because sometimes some of it is so overly the top scripted. Mama June walks in this clothing store to take Alana and Jessica shopping, and she tries to act like she's doing this voice to text, and she holds up her phone, and they try to blur it out, but it was obvious she wasn't messaging anyone or doing anything with her phone. And she said super loud, "Oh, hey, I hope you're having a good day. I'm out shopping with the girls. I'll text you back later." And then that's when you know it's scripted, because Mama June, after she got done saying that, even she couldn't keep a straight face. She was trying to turn away from the cameras and had like a half crooked smile on her face. And it just didn't seem genuine whatsoever. And then Mama June, she sneaks in the dressing room, and she's supposedly on the phone with this Jordan dude again, and Alana can hear her through the dressing room door, and her and Jessica are over it at this point because they barely see their mom anymore. And the short time they're spending together, June is worried about her boy toy this whole time, and she says he needs her right now because he needs a sober support person. And it's like, yeah, and your daughters also need you too. It was just getting on my nerves. So Jessica came back home and told Pumpkin that June was talking to someone every 5 seconds while they're shopping, and little Ella spilled the tea that June has a new boyfriend because she heard him talking to him on the phone in baby Bentley's room before her counseling session. And then Pumpkin made her mom, June, let her turn a tracker on her phone so she could know her mom and Alana's whereabouts at all times while they're in LA. So then finally June and Alana, they get to go fly to LA. They go to the hotel. Mama June got locked out in the hallway in her underwear with Alana. And then they go to practice the next morning for the show. And Alana was super pissed off because she said her mom had kept her up all night because she was talking to this dude all night on the phone. And Alana's all mad because she thinks June isn't taking this show serious. And Alana's excited, thinking this could be a door opener for more opportunities for her in the future. And she thinks her mom thinks this is just one big joke. And then Pumpkin calls Alana a few days later to check up on her, and Alana said she was not having a good time whatsoever. She said all they was doing was going to practice and going home. Then her mom is up all night talking to this dude and has all her attention on him 24/7. Alana said for her mom it was pretty much just like wake up, go to practice, then get off, go to the hotel, talk to Justin all night, then go to sleep, then repeat. And Alana thought this was going to be like a mini vacation where they'd at least go out and do some things in LA. But Alana was just stuck in her hotel when they weren't at practice. And of course, June is so distracted with this dude the whole time. She isn't even realizing that Alana isn't having a good time. It's like, June, you can chill out talking to this dude every 5 minutes just to have a good week with your daughter that you never get to see anymore. I don't think that's asking for too much. And then they did The Masked Singer and got kicked off the first night, and Alana was so upset, and she said she felt embarrassed, and June was just joking around, not taking it serious. And it's on YouTube if you want to look up their performance. It's The Masked Singer, the beach ball performance, and no one was able to guess them, but they did not sound good, and they got kicked off. And there's even multiple articles after this episode of The Masked Singer aired of fans slamming Mama June and Alana, saying they were the worst performers in Masked Singer history. So then after they got done doing all this, it's time for them to leave the airport, and June was so wrapped up in her phone the whole time, she isn't even grabbing her luggage off the conveyor belt, and even Alana had to get on to her about it. And then when they're walking out the airport, Alana could overhear June on the phone telling this dude she's going to send Alana home in her car, and she's going to jump in another car and head to him. And Alana was all confused, and June said, yeah, I'm going to go see my friend. He needs me. He needs my support right now. And Alana was just done at that point. Alana said she's only 16 years old. She isn't ready to be just sent away in a car by herself to go home alone. And June said when she was Alana's age, she already had 2 kids. So she thinks Alana can handle everything. And even production was upset because they're like, are you seriously leaving right now? They seem super annoyed because she just disappeared for like 3 weeks not long before that when she ran away from Gino. And now she's saying, well, when do we film again? The producer said, well, the show is about you, so whenever you're available. It's literally called Mama June Road to Redemption. And June was just all nonchalant like, oh, I'll call you in a couple days and let you know. See, they fired Mama June in the past and brought her back, so I feel like she's kind of cocky and been on TV for so long. She thinks she can get away with a lot of stuff like that. If I was production, I would be like, well, we're coming with you. Let's ride. And Mama June, she keeps prioritizing this dude's sobriety and saying he needs me. You know how important helping people is to me. I need to help him so he can stay sober. And it's like, June, if his sobriety is that fragile that it's literally dependent on your attention, then I don't think that's someone you want to mess with. But I honestly think June is just using that as an excuse so she can see this dude because she doesn't want to admit, yeah, this dude I met off TikTok is more important to me than my own family right now. Plus, what this dude sounds like he really needs is a sponsor. He needs sober support like that, and he can't have a female sponsor. You have to have a sponsor of the same sex as you, and that person has to have at least 12 months of sobriety, and they have had to have completed all 12 steps in order to qualify as a sponsor. So what this dude really needs is some damn meetings and a sponsor. And you know, Mama June even admitted that she has helped pay for some stuff for Justin and his daughter. So you think while she was out in LA with her daughter that she barely spends any time with, he would be more understanding of that and want her to spend more time with Alana and be like, hey babe, you know, how about you spend the next few hours hanging out with your daughter and I'll hit you back up then and see how you been. You know, instead of wanting to take away all her time away from her family. That's not cool whatsoever. But at the end of the day, it's June and it's her family, so it's up to her to set those boundaries. But that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.